Now we go to our penultimate pre-final of the season. It's DD2 and DD2 Masters. Here's the starting grid. On overall pole position, it was just 83 thousandths in it in time qualifying this morning. Enzo Bol and SP Motorsport teammates, and the points leader coming into this final round of the season, Tom Bracken. They are on the front row. But it's the pair of Uno Mas, Nicolas Guillaume, and Maxime Dirix, who's going to be doing LMP3 testing next week at Hockenheim. The Sheepers Racing crew round out row number 2. Jules Cousin will be joined by Poland's David Maslakowicz on row 3. Nikolai Christensen and Karl Klebor, the leading 2 DD2 Masters drivers in time qualifying. That's row 4. Lennart Schreiber and Nikita Genza complete the top 10. Yori Klebor, Jan Eckstein, Kian de Brandt, Dominic Hummels, Carl Gustav Borgard, Dimitri Ostrovsky, Andreas Neumann, Lukas Dolizal, Jan Frost, and Kamil Kubera round out the 20-strong grid. Good driver number 105, Minimax to sport to the stewards. That's 105. The stewards immediately, please. Thank you. So the red lights are ignited on the starting gantry once again at the home of champions. Enzo Bol and Tom Bracken. Good friends off track, hard rivals on it. Had a chat with the pair of them just yesterday. They're in good spirits ahead of this final round of the season. It's been nip and tuck between the pair. But who tomorrow will be our DD2 champion? Who will take the DD2 Masters crown? Will it be 4 over the last nearly decade and a half for Karl Klebor? Right, red lights on the gantry. Revs rise. Lights are out first time. Oh, what a switch there from Nicolas Guillaume. Manages to get through past Tom Bracken. Nicolas Guillaume really has come of age this season. And by that eclectic start that the 444 just did, Maxime Dirix through on Tom Bracken. Bracken down to 4th through turn 6 onto the Europolan. You can see that all 4 drivers at the front end of the field are very much fired up and ready to give it their all. So Jules Cousin rounding out the top 5, the Frenchman with Dams Racing. As Karl Klebor looks up the inside on Nikolai Christensen for the DD2 Masters class lead. Heading into Cafe Corner at turn 10, looks through again at turn 12, but there's no room in the I'm afraid. Karl Klebor. But Enzo Bol leads after lap 1, and the 2 Sheepers Racing drivers, Nicolas Guillaume and Maxime Dirix, must be giving Wesley Vandenberg kittens right about now. Bracken sweeps to the outside of turn 6, leans as far as he dare to the right-hand side and slingshots right up the inside. Oh, goes a little bit deep into turn 7. Dirix trying to get through, and Jules Cousin is waiting in the wings. However, in the meantime, whilst that's all happened, oh, dearie me, Tom Bracken cuts across the front of Maxime Dirix. Going down into turn 10. And Dirix sends it through turn 12. And Jules Cousin could do the pair of them. The Frenchman up the inside. C'est fantastique. Jules Cousin mugs the pair of them, gets 2 for the price of 1. As Dirix opened the door, Cousin went for it. Absolutely brilliant. And what's more, Tom, Maxime, look who's on your tail. Oh, this is shades of 2019 all over again, when a certain Carl Clebor picks up the Rotax Belgian Max Challenge and B&L Karting Series DD2 Masters crown in the same season. Incredible from Jules Cousin from France. Jan Dams, how's those pearly whites looking right now? I'm sure he's got a big old smile as David Maslakovic looks up the inside. Now, David, you've got to realise you're battling with someone who's got a lot of experience, and now we have a change back for third. Bracken through on Cousin. Now, Bracken has got to put those moments past behind him and concentrate on what is important, and it's catching the two in front. Cousin was 1.7 seconds behind Guillaume coming across the line. So now out of turn number 9 again. Bracken holding on to third. Cousin between him and Didix. What's Didix going to do now? Launches it up the inside through turn 12. Exactly what Didix did to Bracken a couple of laps ago. And now Cousin right on the rear exhaust pipe of Maxime Didix, not giving the 499 an opportunity to breathe. 9 minutes still to go. Enzo Boll on course. Oh, very, very hairy moment there coming out of turn 6 on the Europolan. Not too sure who that might have been. Possibly could have been, maybe could have been Nikolai Christensen, because he is ahead, well, he's behind Nikita Genza. As Jules Cousin hits the anchors into turn 10, the front end just snaps to the right-hand side, and he gets it dialed in on a sixpence. So, fastest lap of this race now, Tom Bracken, 54.077. And he's got that gap down to P2 to 1.44. Nikolai Christensen has got past on Nikita Genza and now has David Maslakovic about 5/10 of a second up the road. Seven minutes and 45 seconds still to go, plus an additional lap. Let me tell you this. Boll might have a lead of 8/10 ahead of Guillaume. Guillaume looking for his best finish of the season so far. Recently turned 17. And I think, Wesley, thank you very much a few weeks ago by saying that new stickers had been ordered. So the Uno Mas Malaga stickers are back on Nicolas Guillaume's race helmet and front fairing. I think that he's got to do that through the rest of his racing career. The Uno Mas sticker is his good luck charm. When it fades, it doesn't go quite so well, does it? Tom Bracken again has put in another flying lap. 54.060 seconds for the 418 from SP Motorsport. Gap now down to a second and a quarter. That gap is reducing every single lap as Bracken now closes in on Nicolas Guillaume. Guillaume looks over his right shoulder. Gap was 1.2. Now it's under a second. And there is Didix with Cousin. Clebor still leading the way in DD2 Masters. Dominic Hummels currently running at this moment while looking at it from this perspective. In DD2 Masters, Clebor is leading the class in 6th. Christensen 8th. Schreiber, Ostrovsky, then Hummels. Well, that poses a little bit of a problem because that will mean that Karl Clebor will extend a slender advantage over Dominic Hummels. Now it's 55 points for a race win. If I remember correctly, So 55 points for a win, 52 for second, 50 for third. We've got 49. That's 48 points. So 7 points further advantage that Karl Klebor will have over Dominic Hummels. Because no matter what happens, when you consider where Nicolas Picot is at the moment, well, it's between Hummels and Klebor, I think, for the title now. 5.25 minutes still remaining. Personal best of the race so far from Maxime Dirix, 54.132 seconds. Other personal bests occurring. David Maslakovic, Carl Gustav Borgard, and Dmitry Ostrovsky. Ostrovsky within 7/10, give or take, of Lennart Schreiber in the 5:24. Now the gap has closed significantly. On that last tour alone, Tom Bracken took over 3.2 of a second out of Nicolas Guillaume. Guillaume has now got to start defending. There's 4.5 minutes still remaining, plus an additional lap in this pre-final. On day number 1 in DD2 and DD2 Masters, Bracken is a kart length behind. He's now closing in centimetre by centimetre, inch by inch. They come out of turn number 11. The gap between them is about a kart length. That roughly equates to about 1/10.5 of a second, if that. Enzo Bol now completes lap number 10. And there is Bracken. Up the inside, he was 0.126 behind Nicolas Guillaume. And through at turn 2 on lap number 11, Bracken made the move. And Guillaume responds straight back at him. But round the outside, Bracken had Nicolas Guillaume's number right there. But Guillaume is staying with him. Was a little bit sideways on the entry into turn number 8. I'm sure that Nicolas Guillaume had his foot fully planted to the throttle. Great control from the 444 at that point. So, coming up to the final 3 minutes, whilst Bracken and Guillaume are battling. Keep your eyes on the driver in fourth, the 499 of Maxime Dirix. And again, Bracken not getting away from Guillaume. This could be a storyline right here. And Dirix could also factor in. Let's not forget, no championship is 100% guaranteed until everything has been said and done and the dust has settled, the results have been confirmed. That's when you know it finally sinks in. Every single one of the 12 1,360 metre laps that we've completed have been led from lights out to this point by Enzo Bol. Maxime Dirix, I know for a fact, well, him and Nicolas Guillaume, they're very good mates. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if there's a signal to Nico saying, you know what, Maxime's catching you up. Can you let him through, please? There may be a team order at some point, and that could be quite prevalent later on in the weekend, depending how the results pan out over the course of the final 4 races of the season, including this one. 90 seconds still to go on the timer, and Enzo Bol is nearly a second and a half up the road from Tom Bracken. Still plentiful sunshine here on Saturday afternoon at the home of champions. As on to lap number 13 we go with 1 minute and 10 still remaining on the timer. And Dirix is closing on to the back bumper of teammate Nicolas Guillaume, heading into turn 6. Onto the Europlan they go. Dirix about a kart length behind. Into turn 7. Timer is fast running out, 35 seconds still to go. So 2 more laps remain after this one. 14 laps completed. On to lap 15 out of 16 we go. Enzo Bol leading by 1.169 seconds. And there is Maxim Tadix. Oh, he got through on Nico. And I don't think Nico was expecting it. He thought, well, I'll try and keep Maxim at bay. Maxim just went, you know what, I'm going to get you. And he did. Proof in the pudding. Hooking the inside sidewall onto the inside curbing of turn number 2. Inspired work there, Mr. Didix. Timer has now officially expired. That is it. After this, 1.36 kilometers to negotiate around this 12-turn iconic circuit here at the home of champions. World famous and iconic in its own right. Last lap board now will be shown on the start-finish line as Enzo Bol leads an SP Motorsport 1-2. Despite drama's early doors, Tom Bracken in second, Didix third, Guillaume fourth, Cousin. Clebor looking to pick up a race win in DD2 Masters. And what's more interesting to the point, folks, Carl Clebor has not picked up a class win this season. The highest he's been was the pre-final on day 1 at Ostrico back in August. I still remember in 2020, well, it was either 2020 or 2021. No, 2019, he had an 8-win streak on the bounce. Came to the final round, first pre-final, streak has gone. But one more corner now remains for Enzo Bol. The 404 for SP Motorsport. Powers out of the final corner. Bol wins at Belgium for race 1 out of 4. Bracken second, Didix third, Guillaume fourth, Cousin and Proficiat Carl Clebor in 6th position, picking up his first DD2 Masters win of the season. It's been a long time coming, but on race number 13 out of 16, Carl Clebor picks up a class win. David Maslakovic takes 7th ahead of Nikita Genzer with Carl Gustav Borgard and Nikolai Christiansen. Christiansen finishing 2nd in DD2 Masters. Jan Eckstein. Dmitry Osovsky rounds out the top 3 in DD2 Masters, finishing 12th ahead of Leonard Schreiber, Jori Clebor, Dominic Hummels, Andreas Neumann, Kian de Brandt, Jan Frost, Camille Kubera and Lucas Dolizal rounding out the 20-strong grid, all making it to the checkered flag after 16 laps.